Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. And now to the news. In a renewed push to accelerate Nigeria's human capital growth, Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for stronger international collaborations and data-driven strategies to advance the country's human capital development 2.0 agenda. Speaking virtually at a high-level roundtable on the sideline of the 2025 World Bank IMF Spring Meetings, Nigerian Vice President reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's administration unwavering commitment to placing human potential at the center of Nigeria's developmental plans. A statement issued by Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwocha, states that Shettima said the success of Human Capital Development 2.0 agenda will hinge on data-driven, evidence-based intervention and sustained political will. The Yoruba Youth Council, YYC, has called on the federal government to declare a state of emergency in Zamfara state in order to restore peace and stability. This appeal follows the deepening political crisis and worsening security situation in the state. In a statement issued by its national coordinator, Eric Oluwole, the YYC expressed concern over the ongoing power struggle between the two factions of the State House of Assembly and the inaction of Governor Dauda Lawal. The council noted that while bandit attacks, killings and adoptions are on the rise, lawmakers remain preoccupied with political infighting. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAN) has confirmed the completion of emergency runway repairs at Akanu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu, allowing flight operations to resume on Monday, April 28, 2025. The reopening announcement was made in a statement issued and signed by Authority Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiangeli Ora. Originally, the airport was set to reopen on May 6 following its closure due to significant rupture in the asphalt surface at a critical section of the runway, as announced by FAN on April 18. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has directed a total clampdown on unregistered hospitals and quack medical personnel operating in the nation's capital. Larry Olayinka, Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media to the Minister, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, explaining that the Minister gave the directive while reacting to the death of a pregnant woman at a private health facility located in Durumi, Abuja, following a cesarean section. Olayinka said the minister warned that anyone found operating in an illegal facility or working in an unregistered health facility should be arrested and prosecuted. The president of the Nigerian Rescue Mission Organization and former president of Buhari Youth Organization, Dr. Jubril Mustafa, has urged former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to contest the 2027 presidential election. Mustafa, who made this call in a statement in Lagos, said Jonathan should heed the calls to run for the office of the president again. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has debunked rumors suggesting that it posts candidates to exam centers outside the towns they selected. In a statement issued in Abuja, JAM spokesperson Fabian Benjamin clarifies that candidates are always assigned to centers within their chosen towns based on available computer-based test facilities. Benjamin emphasized that the board prioritizes candidates' convenience, ensuring that the examination locations align with preferences among listed options. At least 5 persons lost their lives in an explosion in a residential area in Omuku headquarters of Ogba Egbema Ndoni local government area of Rivers State. Fine-Face Dominani, an environmentalist and executive director of Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, confirmed the incident in a statement. It was gathered that the blast was said to have occurred in one of the rooms in a residential area used for storing illegal refined petroleum produce. The Kano State Pilgrims Welfare Board has announced the airlift of intending pilgrims to Saudi Arabia for the 2025 Hajj will officially begin on May 13, 2025. Chairman of the board, Lamin Rabiu, made the disclosure during an inspection visit to Hajj Training Center in Ongogo and Bichi local government areas. The visit formed part of the board's ongoing preparations for the forthcoming pilgrim. According to Dambapa, the first batch of Kano pilgrims will be airlifted to the Holy Land via Max Air, following the schedule released by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, HADCOM. A lecturer at Taraba State University, Professor John Ajay, has called on President Bola Tinubu to urgently review Nigerians' commitment to the economic community of West African states protocol and fast-track the enactment of national law banning open grazing across the country. Ajay made the call in an open letter addressed to the president, where he warned that the country is facing a defining moment that demands bold executive action to protect national sovereignty, security, and unity. According to him, the economic community of West African states protocol, which was originally intended to facilitate pastoral mobility across West Africa, has worsened insecurity, encouraged violent land occupation by armed groups, and undermined Nigeria's territorial integrity. Operatives of the Delta State Police Command have shot dead 5 suspected kidnappers in a fierce gun battle. Police Public Relations Officer of the State Command, Bright Edafe, confirmed in a statement, said the suspected kidnappers had engaged the operatives in the gun battle after a raid on one of their hideouts in a forest between Isele Asaba and Utulu. He said the operative had earlier stormed another of the kidnappers' hideouts in Ogu Amabia Forest, Anambra State, where they recovered 1 AK-47 rifle and 132 rounds of live ammunition. The Delta State's coordinator of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC, John Vandi Kwange, said a heavy rainstorm has wreaked havoc at the orientation camp in Isele Uku and Nyocha North local government area of Delta State. The Delta State NYSC coordinator disclosed this during the swearing-in ceremony of the 2025 Batch A Stream 1 Corps members posted to the state. According to Kwange, several facilities were destroyed, including 6 electricity poles, the main kitchen stores, and other infrastructures. You are watching the live broadcast of the Midday News. When Midday News returns, Namibia's minister resigns amid kidnapping, rape allegations, Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Welcome back. In business, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, says the reforms implemented by President Bola Tinubu government in the past 18 months are not easy but are delivering results. This is according to Cardoso's excerpt released upon the closure of the 2025 IMF World Bank Spring Meeting in Washington, D.C. in the USA. He explained that Nigeria's delegation attended the meeting to showcase economic reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. In another development, the Central Bank of Nigeria raised a total of 1.008 trillion naira at its open market operations auction held on Friday, April 25, 2025. This follows an overwhelming investor demand that led to a 102% oversubscription. According to the Apex Bank data, the auction, which initially offered 500 billion naira across two maturities, attracted total bids of nearly 1.4 trillion naira. The monthly statutory allocations to state governments from the Federation account may decline in the coming month following an official request by Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority (NSIA) to boost the nation's residual funds with the support of 100 billion naira monthly. The request, which was presented by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of NSIA, Aminu Umar Sadiq, is aimed at unlocking large-scale investment to drive Nigeria's economic growth. He made the request at the March revenue sharing meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting. On the foreign scene, the Namibian Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reforms, Mark Albert Angari, has resigned following his arrest. The Namibia Broadcasting Corporation reported this, citing Press Secretary at the Presidency, Alfredo Angari. The former minister had served in the position for only 27 days after being appointed by President Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah on March 22nd. Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed an agreement to respect each other's sovereignty and come up with a draft peace deal by May the 2nd. The deal was signed by the two countries' foreign ministers in Washington, with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also present at the ceremony. Uyi Amofwegbe has the report.
Thank you all for being here today. I'm honored to be here with my counterparts, the foreign ministers of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, to witness the Declaration of Principles for Peace.
Hundreds of thousands of civilians have been displaced in recent months as Rwanda-backed M23 rebels have seized swathes of mineral-rich territory in eastern DR Congo. After losing territory, the government in Kinshasa turned to the United States for help in exchange for access to the minerals. However, there are indications that both sides are now committing to lasting peace.
We are clear in the Great Lakes region, peace must come first, followed by the rebuilding of trust, and then, only when conditions are right, the careful reopening of a path to meaningful bilateral cooperation.
Relations have been poor between DR Congo and Rwanda, that the meeting in Washington and a promise to resolve disputes through dialogue is a sign of progress.
Our common aim is to conclude a comprehensive peace agreement as soon as possible. But there are no shortcuts or quick fixes, and we have to do the hard work to get it done right, once and for all. Rwanda is committed, and we are ready to continue working together with all the partners involved to ensure the success of this initiative.
Earlier this week, DR Congo and the M23 group said they were committed to peace, expressing hopes that a permanent ceasefire could be reached. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global Television News.
The death toll from a powerful explosion at Iran's biggest port of Bandar Abbas has risen to 25, with more than 700 people injured. State media reports saying firefighters are working to fully extinguish the fire. The blast, which officially said was probably caused by chemical materials, took place in the Sahid Raji section of the port, Iran's biggest container hub. And in sport, Juventus are still closely following Victor Osimhen's transfer situation amid the uncertainty surrounding its future ahead of the summer window. Osimhen, who is currently on loan at Galatasaray from Napoli, has been linked with top clubs in Europe thanks to his eyes-catching performance in the Turkish top flight. Juventus will reshuffle the attack in the 2025-2026 campaign as Radel Kolo is on the loan from PSG, while Dusan will likely be put on the market as the Serbian is refusing to extend his contract with the club. Barcelona defender Jules Koundé struck deep in extra time to decide a gripping Copa del Rey Clasico final on Saturday in Sevilla, earning his side a 3-2 win over rivals Real Madrid. The Catalans are aiming for a quadruple this season, won the first major trophy of his Hansi Flick reign as coach and a record-extending 32nd Spanish Cup in dramatic fashion. Coach Flick spoke after the crucial encounter.
I think for everything, it's really, I'm really proud. I appreciate a lot what they are doing on the pitch. They never give up, and I think everyone is proud about this team. Not only I, the fans, the club, everyone, and they deserved it tonight. And of course, the second half was Real did it really good, but at the end, Jules, he in the extra time he saved 2 chances from Real, and he made the goal. It's
Barcelona are scheduled to host Inter Milan in the Champions League semi-finals on Wednesday. Still in Barcelona winger Lamine Yamal has claimed Real Madrid cannot handle this season. Yamal was speaking after Hansi Flick's men came from behind to beat their bitter rivals in the Copa del Rey. Jules Koundé struck a dramatic 116th minute winner to clinch the trophy after Ferran Torres' late goal had forced the game into extra time. And that's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms that are showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.